What's up, everybody? This is Jay coming at you with a long overdue drum kit update. It's been quite a while. We've come quite a ways, admittedly, from the last couple of videos. What I wanted to do today is just sort of give you an overview of what is involved in putting on a typical show. I also like to just point out my really ultra fancy curtains, which have been up there for years, kind of a staple of my room now. Anyway, let's just back up and give you an overall of what the heck is going on in this room. So we've got just stuff all over the place. Drums mixed in with amps, mixed in with drums, mixed in with cowbells, chords, stands, amps, more amps. Back here there's some amps. Big heavy to-do right here with all kinds of great pedals inside. Let's first of all bring you over here to our mixer board. I'm not sure you guys have ever seen this. Had it for a while now. Loving this thing. Does really well. In fact, what I plan on doing is showing you guys what goes on behind the scenes here with all the stuff that we need to put together to put on just a typical show. And then I will show you the finished product after the room is all together. This is the practice room, by the way. And what you're about to see is what the practice room looks like before I put it together. Now, what you're going to see is just stuff kind of haphazardly thrown around. Now, I've got to admit that we don't carry this stuff like this. That would be silly. No, indeed, we have various cases and bags, which you see over here. This is my house, my living room, my kitchen. One thing you'll notice from this video, from the last ones, is that we put the room up a little bit differently nowadays. And I'll talk about some of this great stuff in the next one. I just wanted to get down to the nitty-gritty of it all right here. So we got basic speakers, multitudes of those. Those are the heads I need to replace. Getting a little worn out. Speakers, and more speakers. What you'll see over here is just a big stash of guitar stands, cases with guitars and or basses in them, I know not which. Mic stands, the mics. These are actually instrument mics here. These are the vocal mics. Those are new. Just got those the last few weeks and trying them out. We're still working out, I wouldn't call it the bugs, but they are much better than the mics we used prior to these things. So we're still trying to get used to them and dial them in. This is the beginning of the stuff that I have to deal with. Use it for my cymbals. My rototoms here. This bad boy, that's our snake. That thing is a lot to deal with, but absolutely mandatory in some cases. Couple portions of the cage, more guitars, someone's little box, I believe that's Kim's box, typical seats, thrones, the snare, rugs, more guitar stands, another portion of the cage. There's some chords right there. So we'll get to the chords in just a moment. We'll begin with that one. That's a monster. That thing is hard to deal with. You can't just roll that thing out. It's got to be dealt with. Here is what I typically call my sound effects pedal, because I got some cool things that I got going on. Pedals, one of the Batmans. And the other Batman. Stands for the mics, for the instruments, and also for my kick drum. I have two. Now we'll get to my cymbals, quite a few of them. This is one set of hi-hats, two set of hi-hats. and various crashes, splashes, Chinas, and of course the rides. That girl right there, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. I recommend that thing highly. It cuts through like you would not believe. But we'll get some more of these details down when I set the room up. And I'll give you another tour of it completed. So let's just back away a little bit and kind of, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here, folks. Lots of stuff. It's not an easy task to put on a show for you guys, but we love it. We do it, and it is just as much for you guys as it is for us. Now let's talk about some chords. Actually, we're going to make 2 trips across the room here. I should have thought this out a little better. That's all right. It's real life, folks, right here. So here's just a fraction of the chords that we need to deal with to put on a typical show. These are the chords that we'll string between typically mics and speakers, or mics and mixer boards, power chords, of course, chords, 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 and more chords. Now, mind you, these are just the chords for typical speakers. There's also an array of chords that the guitarists and the bassists deal with, all of which are most typically in this box, and one over here. And not sure what Shane does with all his stuff. I'll also like to show you, if and when it's necessary for me, my chords. Set list. So here is just one drawer of the chords I deal with. You can see there's some mics in there. There's a mic right there in center screen. Another one there. Holy smokes, more chords, folks. So if and when I am at an outside show, oh, and this is my mixer board, which I didn't think to open up, but I'll show you when I set the room all up. When I set up for a live show, I mic all my drums, which I think I've showed you in a different video, but we'll show you again. And also, a cool little drawer that I pulled out here to set a computer on or something like that if you want to record. Once again, I wish I would pop this thing open, but no big deal. Once again, real life. So that's about how it goes, guys. This is the stuff that we have to cart around, roll up, deal with, keep shiny, keep nice, all for you guys. Anyway, that's about it. We're going to land back here on the kick drum. For some reason, I seem to have started this tradition of always starting on the kick. Now you'll notice every time I do one of these videos, the kick is a little bit different. Typically, I paint the things on there myself, but man, I just found this company, and perhaps I'll think of it next time I do a video, that printed this on here for me, and it is cool, man. Especially when it's lit up nicely in a dark stage in a gig. Anyway, that's about all, guys. You'll be hearing from me again soon after I set this room up. We'll take another tour around. Until then, peace.